Welcome to Whiskey's a Journey. My name is Peter Fasciano. Today's Wednesday. It's another segment of Sip It or Skip It. If you're new here and you don't know what's going on, I have all of my whiskeys randomized on my phone. I'm going to spin the wheel. Whatever it selects, I'm going to pull it off the shelf, do a quick review, let you know if I'm going to keep sipping on the bottle until it's gone and replace it because I like it, or once the bottle is gone, I'm going to skip it and move on to something else. So let's go ahead and spin the wheel and see what we're doing today. All right, looks like we are going to be doing a Midwinter's Nights Dram Act 11. All right, let's go ahead and get it off the shelf, pour it, give it a review. All right, a Midwinter Nights Dram. There we go. This is actually going to be a bottle that is given away on Sunday, October 6th on Stuff and Whiskey. They do a annual charity auction to write love on her arms, and this is one of the bottles that is going to be up for the giveaway. So if you are watching this video after the fact, good luck. I hope whoever gets this enjoys it. All right, so just like always, the information for this bottle is right here, along with my Sip It or Skip It tallies up to this point. There's also a document in the description below, or actually it's a link. You just got to highlight and open up the document, and it will give you all of the tallies up to this point of the history of the Sip It or Skip It episodes. All right, very dark. And if I'm not mistaken, this was 149.99. Act 11, Scene 9, 49.3% ABV. And I do believe it is finished in port barrels. I don't know if I'm the biggest port barrel finished person. I've had a couple of them. I actually think I did a top 5 port finished whiskeys. Not a big port fan, I don't think. And I'm also not the biggest rye fan as well. So this is like a double whammy for this bottle. All right, it is sweet, comes across as a little bit porty, and a dill note, a pretty heavy dill note comes through. Rye whiskeys come across sometimes with a very heavy pine tree note, a dill note, an herbal note, or some type of tea note. And this is pretty heavy on the dill. There's also a little bit of a sour note coming out of the bottle as well, or the glass as well. And now that dill is also turning into herbal as well. I wouldn't say to the point where it's floral. It's kind of a combination of dill, herbal, and floral. But the floral note is on the back end of everything. And a sweet and sour. Sweet from the port, but sour from something. Not sure what it is. All right, let's go ahead and get it on the palate. Yeah, much, much better on the palate than the nose. It's one of those classics, like you're like, ooh, not too sure about this on the nose. But then when you taste it, it comes alive. Good amount of sweetness. That sweet and sour note is actually pretty well balanced. The dill note is not there. It turns a little bit more herbal than dill. And there's a sneaking kind of note in there that is a pine tree. And I know a nose and palate are all part of the experience. If I could drink this without actually smelling it, which I don't think is possible, I would like it much, much better. As far as the finish goes, with it being a rye and having all of those pretty punchy notes as far as pine and herbal, sweet and sour, the finish is kind of medium to short. If you're looking for how this feels in the mouth, at least for me right now, it does come across as a little thin. Nothing really sticks around, and I think that might be contributing to having a short to a medium finish. It just washes over the palate, and then the flavors disappear. And that was just the first sip. So let's go ahead and get that second sip in, see if anything changes. Concentrate a little bit more on those typical rye notes. See if I can come up with anything else. Talk a little bit more about the finish, and then move on whether this is a sip or a skip. All right, second sip, everybody. Second sip, better than the first. Those port notes are now shining through a little bit. I get red fruit or plum that complements that sour note that's coming through. And when I'm saying that's a sour note, I'm not saying the sour as in a bad way. The sweet and sour comes across as pretty balanced. A spice note is now coming through, and it's a little bit of a pepper ginger note. The development from the arrival to mid palate to finish is now developing a little bit more, but I'm still sticking with short to medium finish. The rye notes with the pine and the dill is no longer in there at all, but the pine and the herbal note are there. Floral note has also kind of gone away as well. Overall, I would say this is a decent experience. It's nothing that's going to wow you, and I think there are other ryes on the market, like Pikesville, that kind of comes across as something that sticks in my mind as a rye that I like, although it's not a port finish. I think the Pikesville rye is going to be better than this, or might be even a better option. So as far as a sip or a skip, where am I at? You probably already know this. I've dipped into this bottle quite a bit, thinking that I was going to like it a little bit more. And over the course of the time that I've had this bottle, I have learned to enjoy it a lot more than I initially did. But for the price, $150, having other rye offerings out there at a lesser price, maybe not necessarily finished in a port barrel, as you can probably guess, this will be a skip. I don't think I will be looking for any other acts or scenes from this. But as far as right now goes, I'm going to keep working my way through the bottle, and when it's gone, I'm going to be happy that I had it, but I don't think I'll be looking to replace it. I'd be curious to hear from everybody out there. Have you gone through this roller coaster that most people are experiencing with this? Let me know your experiences in the comments down below. If you do see this in your market, what is it going for? Where is your market? I'm always curious on where people are watching this from. And just as a reminder, before I leave, we have a couple of things going on. This channel always has a monthly giveaway happening. So if you're interested in supporting the channel, just read the description below. All the rules for the giveaway are in there. Currently, for the month of October, there is a thing called the OSWAs happening. It's an online Scotch whiskey award. If you're interested in having your input into the whiskey community and voting for your favorite world whiskeys, there is a link in the description. Just go ahead and highlight it and go to the oswa.uk and go to the public voting and vote to your heart's content. And the last thing, if you're enjoying this information and you like what I'm doing on the channel and you're not subscribed, do me a favor and subscribe to the channel. Turn that bell notification on, because I produce videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. If you know somebody in the whiskey world that might get enjoyment out of this, go ahead and share the video with them. And until the next time, wherever you're at in your journey, I hope you're enjoying it, and we'll talk to you later. Bye.